Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to URKG. This is your latest Real Madrid news. And as we talk about Xabi Alonso, Real Madrid are in big crisis and Alonso could be gone by Christmas. There's talks about Zidane and Jürgen Klopp taking over from Xabi Alonso. Another emergency meeting yesterday at Valdebebas, and Florentino Pérez apparently was the last to leave. The situation has to change, of course. It has to change immediately. Alonso's job is hanging by a big threat. And there are talks about, getting other managers in. Manchester City game now is basically Alonso's life. That is his last opportunity to save his job. Look, there's a lot of breaking news going on. Even in the chat right now, you're looking at the poll. We are running a poll. Should Xabi Alonso be sacked tonight before the Manchester City game? Or are you willing to give him that chance if you think he's going to turn it around? It's a lot to unpack here. There is a lot to unpack already. I see the poll right here. 68% is saying he should be sacked tonight. Look, people have had enough. We have had enough. The fans have had enough. Alonso sold us a dream, and what we're seeing on the pitch is incredibly terrible. And we can't take it. We can't take it. Let's get into it. Let's get into the breaking news. And before we do, make sure you like the stream, subscribe to the channel. As always, if you are new, and get in the comment sections, get in the poll, and get your votes in. But look, first thing is first, of course, this was it. There was a long meeting. A long emergency meeting at Real Madrid office last night, and Florentino Pérez was the last man to leave. He left with a clear idea. The situation needs to change. It needs to change immediately. And this is coming, of course, Dario's ASA, who basically is a news that covers Real Madrid, and I believe it. I think it's obvious that there's a lot of mess going on at Real Madrid right now, and what we saw yesterday is not acceptable. Players not performing, players not giving 100% until there's a sending off in the match. Alonso's tactics were awful yesterday. I mean, I've seen 5, 6 different players just taking shots from outside the box for no goddamn reason. I mean, the game just started and they were just shooting from outside the box. There was no clear plan. There was no identity. I have no idea what Real Madrid is doing in training. I have no idea, seriously. And if that is the plan, then we've got to ask a major question now on Xabi Alonso. Yes, the players are to blame. Yes, some of the performers from the players, you know, in terms of their effort, their energy, their intensity, it wasn't there. We saw yesterday. It's not for the first time, by the way. 7 games now. For the past 7 games, we only won twice. Lost against Liverpool, 3 draws in La Liga, against Elche, against Girona, against Rayo. These are the performances that we have seen. But yesterday was unique because yesterday's game was absolutely probably, I mean, I've been watching Real Madrid for years now, and it's probably the worst performance I have seen since I became a supporter of Real Madrid. I'm telling you right now, because what I saw is that players are just not running anymore. And what is Xabi Alonso telling these guys? I mean, they've completely lost their identity. I don't recognize this team anymore. What we're seeing on the pitch is not Real Madrid, it's somebody else. If they're not wearing whites, you'd be thinking, oh, this is Elche or this is somebody else, because it does not look like Real Madrid at all. I mean, at least under Carlo Ancelotti, we used to have the freestyle game. We used to have players, showing us magic every single game. Yes, it's not a sustainable way of winning the league or winning a Champions League, but at least we get to enjoy games. At least we see something on the pitch. I mean, yesterday was awful. Awful. I didn't see anything. The whole 45 minutes, I didn't see anything. And then in the second half, I didn't see anything from the players. And finally, when there's a red card for Frank Garcia, all of a sudden the players started to play. I mean, this is awful. What we saw yesterday was just awful. I agree, says Danal. Muhammad says, bro, I was for 10 years. Look, Alonso is a massive, massive threat. That's what I'm talking about. And Florentino Pérez have had enough here. He's had enough here. And the emergency meetings tells us that it's not acceptable what we're watching. And the thing that I like about Florentino Pérez is he's not like other presidents. He's not like other owners. He takes actions immediately. He doesn't give you time, and he is ruthless. That's what I like about Florentino Pérez, and I trust Florentino Pérez is going to make the right decision here in terms of Xabi Alonso, in terms of the players as well. But look, Alonso's job, right? Alonso's job is under massive scrutiny here. Reports are confirming that his job is in danger right now. Results are below Real Madrid standards. We know that. We know that. Lack of identity on the pitch. I spoke about it again. We do not have an identity in this team. We don't set up ourselves to counter. We don't set up ourselves to break teams down. We just don't have an identity. We don't know what we're doing on the pitch. Most of the players, if you look at them, we just do not know what we're trying to do on the pitch. I saw it yesterday. There's no clear plan. There's no pattern. There's no style of play. It was just dry. I mean, it was really poor yesterday. Really poor. And everybody's concerned at Real Madrid right now. Everybody, the board is concerned. The directors, Florentino Pérez is concerned. Lack of identity is killing us, bro. And the players are not just connected with Xabi Alonso. I mean, these are some of the players. Most of the players have done okay under Carlo Ancelotti. Under Carlo Ancelotti, we suffered last season because there was a lot of injuries. This season, no excuses. I mean, Alonso, he's got defenders coming into the team. We brought in Mastantuono for him, and he's not playing him. Yesterday, Mastantuono was fit 100%. He didn't get a single minute. He put Rodrigo on the right-hand side. He told us when he came, Rodrigo can't play on the right-hand side. Alonso is conflicting. I mean, he is confused. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's actually playing Marco and Polo with his head, bro. I'm telling you, because he told us that Rodrigo can't play on the right-hand side, which is why we brought in Mastantuono. He told us that Rodrigo's a replacement for Vinicius Jr. on the left-hand side. Rodrigo, by the way, who hasn't scored a single goal for 32 or 33 games. And he brings him on yesterday on the right-hand side. It's not just yesterday, by the way. He was doing it consistently on the right-hand side. So I'm confused about what Alonso actually wants from this team. What does he want from this team? What is the plan of this team? How are we supposed to set up? Why are you playing Bellingham and Arda together? And why are you playing four midfielders yesterday when we needed a forward-thinking player? It just doesn't make any sense. We're playing against a Celta Vigo side that sits deep. We knew that. Elche did the same thing. They sit deep and try to hit you on the counter. And for that, his solution is to play four midfielders, Valverde, Bellingham, Tchouaméni, and Goulart, and only play two forward players, Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe. None of them are strikers, by the way. None of them are strikers. So you're basically playing a game without a center forward. Unless if you play without a center forward, you need to be playing three forwards up front. Play Mastantuano, play Diaz, play Endrick, play somebody else in there, because it doesn't make sense to me when you know you're going to have 90% of the ball at home against Celta Vigo. They're going to let you play, and you have to penetrate that defense. You have to penetrate that low block. And he just persisted with, the whole first half. He persisted with Valverde and Tchouaméni, Bellingham, and Arda. It was clear to see, okay, you thought it would work. 45 minutes gone. You don't make a change in the second half until, of course, we concede. And this manager has put doubts in my mind way before last night, way before yesterday, because I saw how he was handling games. This game management from Xabi Alonso is extremely bad, one of the worst in the game right now, I have to admit. He doesn't read games. He doesn't make the right substitutions. When he does make substitutions, it is too late. Yesterday, 1-0 down, and then he makes the substitution. By then, it's too late. Every time we have to be down for this guy to make changes. And I've had enough. I really, really have had enough for Xabi Alonso. Let me just go through some of the comments here. Lucky, yeah, but on apps like football says that Zidane will be the likely replacement, says AR. Yeah, we got to talk about that. Big name players are still playing like shit. Yes, Eid. Big players are playing like shit. But part of the problem for that is Xabi Alonso. These players, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, these guys were getting goals last season under Carlo Ancelotti. The year before, they were getting goals, okay? But Alonso came in and completely took out all the goals from the players that we have. And everybody is now focusing on Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe is the only one now racking up goals. I mean, the rest of the team, it's like doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't work. You're not going to win any competition by just racking up goals from one player. It doesn't make any sense. The setup, the formation, the personnel he's using in certain games is just not right. It is not right at all. And lack of identity on the pitch. And Florentino Pérez, as a fan, just like us, he is massively, massively concerned. And it's a big, big issue now for Xabi Alonso. The next game is going to matter even more now, even more. The next thing I want to really discuss is that Real Madrid do not believe that Xabi Alonso is the only person to play, which I agree with, by the way. I spoke about it. The players have to take some of the responsibility here. It's not just by himself, but they're very unhappy with the team's performance and the results. And they are very concerned with the lack of connection between Xabi Alonso and some players, which I kind of touched on, really, basically. I touched on that already, because is it because they don't trust him? Is it because they're not trying to listen to his message? Because I can't believe what I saw yesterday. He just told them to go out there and be pedestrians. I cannot imagine any manager in this universe telling his players to go out and just play like that for 60, 70 minutes. Yes, the players are responsible. But then again, I go back to the manager. Managers supposed to improve players. Managers supposed to, convince and influence and motivate players. That's why you are there. That's why you are a manager. You're managing the players. Otherwise, why would you need a manager? You just put players in and tell them to play. It doesn't work. You need structure. You need plan. You need balance. And that's the responsibility of the manager. If players are not given 100%, guess what? He's not in the lineup. If Vinicius Jr. is not given 100%, why is he in the starting lineup? If Valverde is struggling game in, game out, why is he in the lineup? If Arda can't get a goal, can't get an assist. He barely assists now, and he barely creates in the game. Why is he starting the match? These are the questions that you need to be answering. These are the things that you need to be looking at and make decisions, right? You've got to make decisions as a manager. You can't just say it's the player's fault because you're not playing. No, you are responsible. Whoever's not giving 100% should be sacrificed, should be on the bench. You understand? That's how it works. That's the name of the game. And Alonso's not doing that. For some reason, he's not doing that. And these players are going to drag him down now. He's got one game left. He could be gone by Christmas. He could definitely be gone by Christmas. And which player do you guys, right? Which player do you think is the most frustrating right now in this season? You guys let me know in the comments. Chloe, thank you for joining us. Vinny said he was playing happier playing with Brazil. That's another point. Neil is absolutely spot on, right? Neil is absolutely spot on. This is something that I want to talk about because, you know, Vinicius Jr. was one of the best players in that El Clasico match against Barcelona, which, by the way, the last game that we played really well. And he took him off. I mean, he was mad at the match. He took him off. He completely killed his confidence. That's why Vinny lost it. He just went crazy, went straight down to the tunnel. These are the things I'm talking about. Alonso can't manage this shit. He's struggling to manage this. Why are you taking off the best player? Just because he didn't score, are you taking him off? It really, really doesn't make any sense what Alonso's doing. And the timing of putting Rodrigo in, the way he used Rodrigo, the way he uses other players, every time things go wrong, Arda Güler is the first one to be taken out. Sometimes when he was playing well, I don't get it. Like, I really, really don't get what Alonso is doing. It seems like he is crumbling under pressure. He's crumbling with this player power stuff. You know, sometimes he thinks that, okay, if I take off Bellingham, you know, he's too powerful, so I can't touch him. I have to take off one of the weaker kids. I have to take off one of the young ones. And he sacrifices. He sacrifices Arda Güler. I've seen that, bro. I have seen that. So this manager has to grab the situation, has to control the situation. Same way that Zinedine Zidane has done, same way as Carlo Ancelotti has done. Some players, you know, they don't need strict conversations. Some players, they need a hug. Vinicius Jr. is that. You don't go direct. You don't go harsh on him. You know, you just need to hug him. You need to be his best friend. That's how you get the best out of him. That's why he was shining under Carlo Ancelotti. That's why he was so close to winning the Ballon d'Or under Carlo Ancelotti. You understand? Right now, we're looking at Vinicius Jr. He looks completely different player. He lost his confidence. I rarely see dribbles now. I'm seeing Vinicius Jr. just diving more times than a swimmer. Really, I'm talking serious stuff right now. And some of the stuff we're seeing is because of the manager. He's a confidence killer. This manager is low in confidence himself. And he's a confidence killer because if he had confidence in himself, we would be seeing, by now, we would be seeing a way of playing. We would be seeing players not giving 100%. They will sit on the bench. We would be seeing Endrick getting minutes. We would be seeing Gonzalo Garcia getting minutes. We would be seeing young players being promoted from the academy if the big ones are not given 100%. You understand me? So there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of issues. Clone says, KG, you must give the players confidence and not break a player's confidence. Exactly my point. Bentham Goal says, this is bad. When is the opponent score, he makes ups. Exactly my point. I spoke about that earlier. Xabi Alonso always plays Bellingham and Güler and never works out. And it never changes. That says AR. Absolutely spot on. KG, if we lose against City, he is fired. Yep, that's what I was discussing earlier. Empty says, at this point, KG can manage the Real Madrid team. I hope and I wish, bro. I wish. Pick up Bentham Goal. Look, let's talk about the good stuff now. The good stuff. Let's talk about the good stuff now because there's some news now. There's some news going on regarding Real Madrid. There's some breaking news, people. It's time to get excited because there's a lot of pains that we're going through, but something has just came out today. That's why we're live, basically. Zinedine Zidane and Jürgen Klopp are the favorites to replace Xabi Alonso. And the match against Manchester City is Alonso's last chance. Call it last dance, bro. The relationship between the locker room and the coach cannot be repaired. Real Madrid are already looking for a replacement. That's a good news for me. That is a good news for me. I mean, I'm sure everybody agrees with this. I'm looking at the poll right now. Should Alonso be sacked tonight? Yes or no? Get your votes in. But 59% right now is saying that he should be sacked. So fans have had enough. I've had enough. Players have had enough. There's only one problem here. The problem is Xabi Alonso. The problem is Xabi Alonso. Are we going to get Jürgen Klopp? My honest answer would be no. I don't think it's possible. I think Jürgen Klopp is happy as being a director of Leipzig or whatever, and I don't think he's in the position to come to Real Madrid. He's not that type. He's not that guy that wants to take control of a big club, which is the reason why he avoided Manchester United in the first place. You know, United had a conversation with Jürgen Klopp before he joined Liverpool, and he thought United was like a Hollywood movie. He thought it was a Disneyland. He didn't want to go there. That's why he mentioned it. That's how he described it. So I could see him saying the same thing for Real Madrid job. He rarely takes a job when there's a lot of superstars. He doesn't want that. He wants to build a team that's going to work for him. You know, players like, Salah, Mane, they're big now, but he got them in before they were big, right? He likes working this underdog teams, Dortmund, Liverpool, underdog teams. He doesn't want to go to the big team. He doesn't want to go to Bayern Munich. He doesn't want to go to Real Madrid. He doesn't want to go to Manchester United. You know, he doesn't want to go for the big jobs. So for that reason, I think Jürgen Klopp is not coming to Real Madrid. These are rumors, of course, according to El Mundo's. But my point of view is he's not going to come. He's not going to come. I think Jürgen Klopp is not going to come. But Zidane is the leading in the race. Of course, both are internally discussed. And Florentino Pérez prepared for a change mid-season. We know Florentino Pérez is going to pull the trigger. He's not like other owners. I spoke about it already. He doesn't linger around. He's not going to be like, Manchester United owners and saying, oh, should we give Ruben time or not? No, Florentino Pérez does not play, bro. He gives you 3, 4, 5 games and he pulls the trigger. And right now, all the media, all the sources are saying the Manchester City game is the last dance for Xabi Alonso. And I'll be honest with you, I think we're going to win the Manchester City game. I think we're going to win the Manchester City game. And I feel like we're probably not going to lose the Manchester City game. You know why? Because these players, we saw them yesterday. We saw them yesterday, right? 0-0, no energy whatsoever. Second half starts 1-0, but still no energy. They still think that, we could get 2 goals. As soon as there was a red card, I saw an incredible energy from the team. And this team basically, right, at home, when the big dogs come, they turn up, okay? They turn up. And the other point I want to mention is that Manchester City are not going to be a team like Celta Vigo. They're not going to have 10 defenders behind the ball and sit and wait for you. They're not going to do that. They're going to play an expansive game. They're going to attack us, which means it's going to be easier for us to score against Manchester City. And I promise you, a preview is coming up. I'm going to do a full dissect and preview for that Manchester City game. But to just give you the sauce, I think we're gonna win that match. I think we're gonna win that match because City is gonna open up. They're gonna play an attacking game, which means there's gonna be open spaces for us to attack. But enough on that. I'm gonna speak about it. We're gonna do a proper preview for that match. But to stay focused here, Zidane. Who would you think will come? Zidane or Klopp? Get in the comment sections. London says, I am scared as hell for Manchester City. Don't be scared, bro. Do not be scared. I'm telling you right now. There's nothing to be scared about Manchester City. Manchester City is a team that conceded 4 after being 5-1 against Fulham. Are you scared of that team? I would not be scared of that team. Against Leeds or whatever, it finished 3-2. They've been conceding goals left, right, and center, bro. They've been conceding goals left, right, and center. They are as bad as us defensively. Okay? So I'm not really concerned. Zidane, everybody saying Zidane. Yep, 100%. I think everybody's saying Zidane. We got close to over 100 people. Everybody liked the stream. Get us to 100 likes. Everybody liked the stream. Let's go. Make sure you like the stream. It doesn't cost you a penny. Please do that. Please do that. It helps out the channel. It could happen. I'm not completely denying it, but for me, it's a fake news. Zidane wanted to become the coach of the French team for a long time now, and his dream is just 7 months away. Lucky is absolutely spot on. There's conversations that Zinedine Zidane wants to be the French manager, but the point you're trying to understand, the point you have to understand is that Zidane is not going to manage the French team in this World Cup. It has been decided, which means he's got time to focus on Real Madrid as a temp manager, as a take care of manager, which is what basically he did in 2015 when he came. Rafa Benitez, tactical masterclass guy. Apparently, he came and had a horrendous time, just like Xabi Alonso. And what did Florentino Pérez do? He got rid of Rafa Benitez and brought in Zidane as a caretaker manager. Okay, so after he came, that 6 month, we were outstanding. Yes, we were not able to win the league because the gap was big. And we were able to compete in the Champions League. We were able to win the Champions League on penalties. So what I'm saying is that Zidane could come in now for 6 months. I'm not saying Zidane's going to stay forever. What I'm saying is he could come in. He's got no job right now. He could come in as a caretaker manager. Looking at that team, you got Mbappe, Bellingham, Vinny, Rodrigo, Mastantuano, Diaz, Hendrick, Gonzalo Garcia, Tchouaméni, Camavinga. Any proper manager looking at that squad and would be licking their lips. I'm telling you right now, they would get much more out of this squad than what Xabi Alonso's doing right now. So for me, it's not even a risk for Zinedine Zidane to come. He could definitely come and stay for 6 months. And then if things are not right, or even if they're right, he could still leave by the end of the season and go to the France national team. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, there's an attraction in the French national team, but he's not going to be the manager until after the World Cup. So he's got time. He's got time. KG, my opinion is that is going to take the offer on a permanent position. I don't think that's going to happen, Klopp. I don't think so. I'll be real with you because, like somebody mentioned here in the chat, Lucky mentioned in the chat, he is desperate to take the French national team. So he doesn't want Madrid's job full time. He doesn't want the stress week in, week out. But what he could do is come in for 6 months or 5 months and try to put us in a position that we want to be in. At least compete to win the league, at least compete to win the Champions League. What we're seeing now, this team look like they can't even compete to win the Copa del Rey. You see what I'm saying? So that's the issue that we have. We're going to get into the injury issue. Like I said, we're going to talk about the injury issue and we got to wrap it up. KG, I want the special one back. I'll be honest. I do not want. Are you talking about Jose Mourinho? I really, really don't want Jose Mourinho, to be honest with you. Nah. I think Mourinho's tactic is outdated. It's completely outdated. It just doesn't work anymore. Teams are aware of what he's trying to do, and it's not working anymore. And other than that, Mourinho doesn't have any other new tactics to bring into the team. So he's gonna create chaos, bro. We don't need Jose Mourinho. He's finished. In my opinion, he's finished. I love him to death, but I think he's finished. KG, we have 2 defenders out of 10. Yeah, I'm about to talk about the injuries that we have, the injuries list we have. But here it is, right? It's not this one. So the Manchester City game, I want to talk about the Manchester City game, right? We could just kind of touch on it. The Manchester City game now is going to determine Alonso's last chance, right? And what they're saying is that if he doesn't win that game, he's going to be sacked. Does Alonso survive the Manchester City game? My answer is yes. I think he's going to survive that game. I think we need to make the call now. I don't think we should give him the Manchester City game because the Manchester City game, he could win it. And all of a sudden, he's going to get another 5 games. That's the problem. I wish that doesn't happen. I mean, I want us to win against Man City, but just because we won that game, it doesn't mean it's going to be okay what we did in the past 7 games. When you make a decision, I want the board to make a decision based on the season that we're having. And instead of just relying on one game, this is the Manchester City game, win or die, you're done. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Give an analysis read what we have done the entire season, not just one game. He could win the Man City game. You're telling me he's the best manager for Real Madrid? No, right? No. We were 5 points ahead of Barcelona just a month ago, and now we are 4 points behind Barcelona. This is not a coincidence. It is by design. What I mean by design is the output of the team. It's the chemistry of the team. It's the management of the team. So all of that has to be blamed on the manager. 100%. 100%. All right. I want to talk about this, of course. Eder Militao is out for 4 months, people. Yes, we have lost another one of the best defenders that we have. We have lost him, basically, people. And he is our best defender. He's going to be out for 4 months. Another hamstring. He pulled some of his hamstring. Bro, like, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy, the amount of injuries that we're getting at Real Madrid. It's just unacceptable. Replace the medical team. Replace whoever's in charge. Replace the fitness team. Like, what is going on? Alonso again has to take a blame for this. I mean, Militao missed a long time. Missed a long time through injuries. And why are we playing Militao 90 minutes back to back to back to back to back? I have no idea. Yesterday was a chance for Militao to be rested. Yesterday was a chance to play somebody else, somebody younger in that defensive lineup. Because you know Celta Vigo's not going to attack, really. They're going to sit back and defend. That should have been the case, bro. He should have been on the bench. He should have been getting a rest. Instead, he starts him, and that's what happened. He killed him. He broke him, bro. He broke him. Militao's out now. It's not just Militao, by the way. It's not just Militao. This is just coming out now. Now, breaking news. Players are out against Manchester City. Dean Howson is out. Camavinga is also out. Militao is out. Alaba is out. Alaba, I don't even care. I don't even know he existed, to be honest with you. Trent is out. We know that. Mendy's also out. And Danny Carvajal is out. So we basically are out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenders. We are out of 6 defenders, man. 6 defenders are not going to be available for the game. What are we going to do? How bad is this injury list? You guys let me know from 1 to 10. From 1 to 10. But I'm concerned. Militao's out for 4 months. Who's going to play now? Asensio, Rudiger, Carreras, and Valverde is going to play right back again. 100%. I think that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. We've got no defenders as they are. Spidey says 100%. Is the medical team making the players injured? Possibly, bro. Possibly, because it's not just the medical team. It's also the fitness team, right? The fitness team has to understand the workload on their legs, the workload on that single player, right? You've got to have some sort of like an Excel sheet to manage their minutes. You've got to see how many minutes each player is playing. You've got to manage that. So the physical team and the fitness team and the medical team has to work together. And then finally, Alonso has to make that decision. And that decision is that resting Militao would have been the right choice. It's easy to say it now because he's got hurt. But you need to see ahead. You need to predict what's going to happen. You can't just always react. You have to make assessment on the squad. You have to look at the squad. You have to look at the workload of each player. And I thought, starting Militao back to back to back to back was a huge risk. And he's out now. He's out now. Our best defender is out now, people. We have to sign defenders in January. Otherwise, we're going to crash out at all the competition due to the lack of depth. I agree with that. KG, Alonso's not a good leader. He has got no respect for his own players, as Chloe. Absolutely spot on. I think he doesn't. He's got issues, he's got issues with Vinicius Jr., got issues with Rodrigo. He's got his favorites, and that's my issue. Like, Alonso's not making decisions based on performance. One player plays bad, and next week the same player starts. But another player plays good. Next week he's on the bench. Like, everything Alonso's doing, I'm questioning. If you go back to my videos, I said Alonso is a fraud like weeks before. Not yesterday. I saw that weeks before, people, because he promised us something and we've not seen it. Week in, week out, we don't see it. So I knew this guy was a fraud, and he abandoned his philosophy. And yesterday we saw he was trying to rely on freestyle yesterday because they completely abandoned his way of playing. They were taking shots from minute one. Rudiger was taking shots. Charmede was taking shots. Every player, Valverde was taking shots, like 50 yards out. 50 yards out, and the game just started. So that tells me they've got no plans, bro. No plans to penetrate. No plans to do a tiki-taka and find a way. This guy lied to us. He came to the press conference first day one. He lied to us. He came and said, he told us some lies. He said, we're going to have a way of playing. I want our fans to say, this is my Real Madrid. I mean, you think I'm going to say that looking at this team? He lied to us, people. Alonso lied to us big time, people. Big time. It's just incredible, man. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. KG, he needs to do like this if somebody plays bad and sub up. Exactly. Somebody plays bad, he has to be punished. You understand? Somebody's selfish on the team. He has to be punished. Somebody's not pressing, not showing energy. He has to be on the bench. You can't just keep giving minutes because they are your favorites. It just doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. And, you know, I'm not loyal to Xabi Alonso. I'm not loyal to the players. I'm loyal to Real Madrid. You understand me? I'm loyal to Real Madrid. What I care about is Real Madrid. I don't give a toss about Xabi Alonso or the players because they're going to be gone soon. But Real Madrid will stay forever. You understand? And we need to understand that this Player FC fans or Xavi out fans and Xavi in fans, we need to come together here. We shouldn't be divided. We need to understand what's going on. Is this the Real Madrid you recognize? And the answer is no. That means things have to change. They have to change quickly. And Florentino Pérez is taking that action. And I trust Florentino Pérez. He's going to make the right decision pretty soon. Madrid is not thinking about bringing Zinedine Zidane back. The coaches advanced talk to coach France after the World Cup. Look, I said that. After the World Cup, he is going to coach France. I said that. But until the World Cup, he's got time. He's not doing anything. He's watching F1. You know, he's watching F1 races, bro. He's got no time. So I think he can come and help us out. I think he could definitely come in and help us out. It's not for the first time. He did it twice, and I believe if Xabi Alonso is gone, and he's going to definitely come in. I believe that's going to happen, bro. I honestly believe that is going to happen. Lucky says, I have a question. When we fans can notice the problem in our team, why the coach and staff can't see those problems? Why are they repeating the same mistakes over and over again? That's also the questions that we have, right? The stubbornness that we see from the manager, the stubbornness of Xabi Alonso, really, because like I said, players are not performing. You put them on the side. Don't play them. And look, it's big questions. Big question. What happens next now for Real Madrid? You know, scenario one, I would say Xabi Alonso survives with a win against Manchester City. Scenario two could be Zidane return immediately, right? If we lose the game against Manchester City. Scenario three could be Jürgen Klopp project. You know, bring a Jürgen Klopp, which I highly doubt, right? And possible January emergency signings. That's definitely need to happen now. Looking at the situation, looking at all these injuries, we can't rely on these guys, especially Alaba, Mendy, Carvajal, Trent. We cannot, Militao. We can't rely on these guys. They are always injured. It's not just today they're injured. They are always injured. Trent has been out for months. As he came back, plays 5 games, and he's out. Not even 5. He played 3 games, and he's out again. Mendy, the same thing. Carvajal, the same thing. Okay? Militao, the same thing. So really, we're trying to rely on Dean Howsett. And Dean Howsett himself is injured as well. So we're in big trouble, people. January is coming soon. We need to make signings. 100%. 100% that needs to happen. Cristiano come back. Madrid ball not giving me any happiness anymore. I don't, like I said, bro, I don't recognize this team at all. I don't recognize this team at all. This team does not play like Real Madrid. I've seen a Madrid side that plays with Karim Benzema, Cristiano, Gareth Bale, and on the bench we had James Rodriguez, Isco. You understand what I'm saying? We used to have that. We used to have that. We used to have Di Maria. We used to have ballers. And right now, I'm looking at Vinicius Jr. That's the only thing we have. Okay, Kylian Mbappe could play, could be in that status. You know, he could be in that conversation, you know, with Bale and Karim Benzema. Okay, Mbappe could be there. But Vinicius Jr., can he be in that conversation? Really? No, he's inconsistent. He's had chances yesterday. He missed them. He can't finish. I see that Vinicius Jr. has got massive issues. Bro just can't finish right. We know he can't finish. He's got issues finishing chances. And Rodrigo, is he really a high caliber player? Is Mastantuano a high caliber player? No. Gonzalo Garcia, are you having a laugh? I mean, back in the days, we used to have Higuain and Benzema sitting on the bench. And right now, you're telling me Gonzalo Garcia is that level. No, he's not on that level. And you take a look at every position, bro. Every position is weak, is extremely weak to a team that we know in the past. And that is the reality, people. That is the reality. KG, somebody says that Zidane didn't come to Madrid to coach them. You mean he's not coming? Parnell says, will Xabi be sacked if they lose against Manchester City? Yes. If you missed the show, that's what we discussed here. That's what we discussed here. It's highly possible that that is what the media is saying. This is the news again. Alonso's job is in a serious risk. The club is demanding an immediate turnaround if bad performances continue. And also, and the game against Manchester City now is basically the last dance for Xabi Alonso. It's coming from everywhere, and they're looking at replacement already. And Madrid is moving fast. Madrid is moving fast, and they need to act, and they need to act quickly. This can't just continue, bro. It can't. Alonso only relies on players. Kylian Mbappe, yeah. That's the only guy he relies on. Bentham Goal is right. Like, he's trying to rely on Kylian Mbappe week in, week out. Kylian Mbappe is not going to score hat tricks every single day. You need to have a plan. You need to have a way of playing. You need to have style of playing. You need to have a structure on how you want to set up teams. And yesterday's lineup is still bugging me. It's still bugging me, bro. Like, the way he lined up against Celta Vigo was criminal. Criminal. 4 midfielders and 2 attacking players. That is criminal. Absolutely criminal. When you have Rodrigo, Mastantuano, Endrick, and Gonzalo Garcia on the bench. If you didn't have anybody, like, you know, Manchester United the other day, they didn't have nobody, no attacking player on the bench. No attacking player. Sesko was out. And he put Mason Mount in. Okay, I understand. He got no attackers. I understand what you're doing. Alonso has got like a bunch of players on the bench that could easily start the game. And he's not using them. For the whole 45 minutes, he saw a shit performance. Second half starts, he doesn't use them until we concede. And you're telling me this is a proper manager. He's not a proper manager. He's scared. He looks nervous to me. He's out of his depth. He's out of control. He's struggling, bro. He is struggling big time. Barnov says, playing Mbappe as down forward and millions of midfielders, we ain't gonna win, bro. This formation is messed up. Absolutely. Barnov is absolutely spot on. Look, it's getting ridiculous. It is getting ridiculous. KG, I'm still saying that Xavi and Ruben are the same. They are too stubborn and arrogant. They've got empty promises. Yeah, a lot of 0-calorie promises. They've given us hope. They've given us promises, but we've absolutely saw anything from these managers, and it's been a disgrace. It's been a really big disgrace, bro. Anyways, we gotta wrap it up. We got a preview coming up. If you haven't seen the match reaction, make sure you check out the match reaction. I'm gonna put the link somewhere here. Make sure you check out the match reaction we did yesterday. It was an awful game yesterday, and we've got serious concern, people. Serious concern. We're going to do the Manchester City preview later on today. Try to drop the video today or tomorrow morning. And yeah, we look forward to the Manchester City game. Before we wrap up, I want to just quickly go through everything here and make sure we haven't missed any latest news. But yeah, it looks like, Jürgen Klopp, and there's another talk now. I mean, it seems like every single minute, talks are just changing now. So there's another discussion now about Alvaro Arbeloa is highly regarded as a candidate to replace Xabi Alonso if he is fired. And this is coming from Mario, who basically covers Real Madrid every single minute, every single day. And again, I believe that Alvaro Arbeloa would be a huge mistake. If Xabi Alonso doesn't work, what makes you think this guy's going to work? I don't want Raul. I don't want Alvaro. I don't want none of these guys. I want an experienced manager that has managed big teams. Bring me Zidane. Bring me Jürgen Klopp. Or bring me the manager that used to manage, what's his name? Low, the German national team. Bring me somebody, okay? Bring me somebody that is experienced that could take care of this team. We could have gotten Hansi Flick, bro. We could have gotten Hansi Flick, and look what he's doing. Yes, he's got issues with that stupid high line, but look how Barcelona play, bro. It's an attacking game. It's a game that puts a smile on your face. Whether win, lose, draw, Barcelona always entertain. You understand? Because of the way they play. They attack. They're not scared to attack. There's a clear philosophy. There's a clear identity, and it worked for them last season, and it's working right now again. Yes, they're conceding silly goals with that stupid high line. But again, it doesn't matter. They're winning games. They are on top of La Liga. You understand? You understand? So what we need is a manager that's going to bring us an attacking way of playing. I'm tired of seeing Real Madrid. I'm tired of seeing Real Madrid just sitting down, watching the whole 90 minutes. It's so dry. And we nick a goal here and we win the game. I'm tired of that, bro. I want to see a performance. I want to see an attractive game. I'm not just here to just collect trophies now. We are beyond that. Madrid is beyond that. We've won many titles. And we are at the point now we want to see an attractive game and win. That's what we want to see. Anyways, we got to wrap it. Anyways, as always, smash a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Later on today, we're going to be live for the Manchester United game against Wolves. Another big game for Ruben Amorim. He is in deep shit as well. 3 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, as always, in the comment section, just let me know your thoughts. Big up to all of you. It was a good show. I enjoyed it. We're going to do this more often, when there's a breaking news. If you guys enjoy these kind of content, we're definitely going to do them more often. But yeah, big up to all of you. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out. Peace.